Hi, I'm Zach.
I'm Brandon.
And we're?
The Bourbon Bros. Hey, these are our 5 favorites under 50.
So we have our favorite bourbons out of our collection under 50. We're going to blind them 3 at a time because that's the amount of glasses we have today. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're going to figure out which one we like the most.
Yeah, and I know I said 5 favorites in the intro, but 6 favorites under 50 doesn't sound as good. We're actually doing 6 whiskeys today, flights of 3.
All right, perfect. Should we get started? I think we go from left to right.
Left to right. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
To these cute little...
Fancy glasses, huh?
Yeah.
Emily got these for me a little while back. She's like, whenever Brandon comes over and you guys do a little tasting, that's what this is for.
There you go.
Well, this one's got a nice little color to it.
It's got some color. It's got some nose.
Yeah. It's getting to that brown off of that yellow. Wonderful nose, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely,
really nice
lovely nose.
Yep.
Really rich, I feel like. Almost brown sugar, nuttiness to me, something like that.
Yep. Yeah, definitely sweet forward. I can smell some of the char on there.
Oh, that's
delicious. Yeah, it's really good. Relatively low proof.
Yeah, I would say that feels actually a little bit. That's like, I want to say well-rounded.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Rounded to the right word there. Marshmallowy. Mm-hmm. Like a marshmallowy finish. A little bit of that char and then sweetness at the end there. Mm-hmm. Good way to start.
Excellent way to start. Good mouthfeel. I really enjoyed that mouthfeel. I'm hoping it's not just because it's the first bourbon of the day, but sometimes the first bourbon of the day really gives you like a punch, and this one feels nice.
First bourbon for me is always the best one of the day. I feel like I get like the most clarity on the whiskey.
That's true.
I hope you don't mess it up, That's kind of the idea there.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're moving to the middle.
Did you want to give some kind of ranking on these?
I think we can do it afterwards.
Okay. All right, moving on. Going middle here.
Yep.
A little lighter.
Yeah, a little lighter, I'd say.
Different nose, though.
Different nose. A little on the grainy side, I would say, for nose, but not in like a bad way.
Yeah, it's maybe a little younger. Kind of picking up like apple skins, like a green apple.
Yeah. Little fruity. Yeah, I'm thinking kind of like a baked apple pie. Like you're thinking of that crust, that nice crispy crust on the top of that pie. That's what I'm smelling.
Okay. Again, feels relatively about the same in proof, I would say.
Yep.
Little thinner for sure than the last one, in my opinion.
Agreed. The finish is not nearly as good as the last one. Doesn't feel as well rounded in the mouth.
It's a little flatter too. I think on the palate overall. Mm-hmm. You come off the last one, which just had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Kind of touched a lot of different points. This one's probably a little less everything.
Yep, I would agree. I think it matches the nose well. It's just it's more subtle. It's not as heavy on the tongue.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Both of them have been pretty good sippers so far. I mean, I'd say if you're just getting into bourbon, either of those would be a great place to start.
Yeah. Well, we do like all of these, so I hope that they're all great. All right, on to the next.
All right, keep it moving. Kind of back to some darker color here.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good. That's got much denser nose profile. Mm-hmm. It's like thick sweetness.
It's
brown
richer.
Sugar.
It almost reminds me of like a Four Roses nose.
Yeah.
Because it's got a little bit of floralness to it, but it's more of like potpourri kind of floral to me. Like I'm walking into Hobby Lobby kind of thing.
Sure. Oh yeah, that's different.
Holy, that's a spice. That's got a little rye in there for sure.
Yeah, it's got a little rye. It's got some thickness to it, which I enjoy.
Yeah, that's a punch.
Yeah, that one's good. Give that.
It's not even. It's probably higher in proof, but I think it holds its proof well. I think I'm getting more spice than I am like heat from proof.
Yeah, for sure.
Very delicious, very good finish. I love the finish on this one.
Yeah, that one's really good. That's got a lot going on. Like you said, full spice profile all the way through. good sweetness, nice kind of vanilla, like an ice cream kind of vanilla finish to me, which I love on the finish. Definitely proofier, but well executed on the proof. It's still very round. There's no sharp edges on the proof there.
No sharp edges on there. Man, I'm still getting that finish, which is nice.
Yeah.
I say we rank these ones.
Okay. And then do a next flight.
And then do the next flight.
Okay. Why don't you put your last one out first?
My last. That's easily the middle one.
Okay. Middle one, I'm going to agree with you. It's between these two.
Yep. And these I feel are real difficult because they're very different but very good in their own way.
Yeah. I think this one delivered a lot of flavor. I think this one delivered a lot of experience.
Yep.
I am going to go number 2 and then number 1 for me.
Wow.
So 1, 2, 3 like that.
Okay. If I put my lens on and I'm thinking flavor-wise, I think I enjoy the flavor of this one more, but I agree. I think this one delivers more experience throughout the palate. And on any given day, if I was poured this at a party or anything, I'd be like, wow, this is excellent. What is that?
Yeah.
I think this is my number 1. This is my number 2.
Okay. So I think we ranked them the same.
Yep.
Should we bring the bottles out?
Yeah, sure. Let's bring the bottles out for the first flight. Okay, so this is our first flight, and we already put it in the order of what we placed them.
Yep. Yeah, and I guess it's no surprise that the higher proof bottle kind of showed up here. This Green River's been awesome. It's a $45 bottle that comes in at, I want to say it's like 132. It's a cask strength single barrel, which is it's just delicious. It's almost hard to believe you can get a bottle like that under $50.
It's got a really nice punch to it. Yeah, and it's front to back palate, a good experience.
Yep. And then now that the toasted has moved under a sub $50 category, I mean that's just hard to contend with. It's just delicious.
I'm actually surprised what it's like when it's blind, because I feel like I liked it more when it's blind than when I've had just a pour of it knowing what I'm having.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Really good. And then of the new Four Roses lineup, the new releases here, this was our prevailing favorite.
Is that the OESO?
OESO. And yeah, it was good. It just, sandwiched between these two flavor powerhouses here, it just didn't quite shine as much as it did.
I know. And now that I'm seeing it, I wish it would have ranked a little higher, because I really, really liked it when we did our Four Roses lineup.
Yep. All right, well, let's keep it moving here. Let's bring the next flight in.
All right.
Flight number 2.
Yeah, we're back on our second flight. I say we just go from left to right, just like we did the first.
Okay, sounds good. These look dramatically lighter in color.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that looks like it hasn't even gone in the barrel yet. But we have hope. We picked these for a reason, right?
It's a nice golden, maybe some wheat in here. Who knows?
No, it smells good.
Yeah.
It smells
honey,
honey, floral.
Maybe like sweet melon.
I could see melon, sure. Like a melon rind.
Something a little more fresh,
And then, wow.
Ooh, delivers really, really nice.
Yeah, like a honey kind of texture on the palate. It's just like velvety.
Impressive. That is so weird. It's like a magic trick.
Yeah, it turned the throttle up as it went from nose to palate there, which is cool. That's cool.
Oh, delicious. Well-rounded, smooth. Yeah, it's not usually that
usually
way.
It's the opposite. Usually if it comes in like heavy nose, it like mellows on the palate.
Yeah. I feel like this is an illusion. Like I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, I don't know if I want a sip of that. You know what I mean? I'm like preparing myself for something a little more harsh. This is delicious.
Yes, it's good. Wow. Very sweet.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
And a subtle sweet, but I would say the finish is the most disappointing part about it.
Yeah.
But the palate is delicious. And I think the palate kind of matches the nose, but the palate is definitely up in flavor.
Yep, I agree. That's good. It's a good way to start. And the right proof, too, I feel like.
Yeah, good proof, especially for under $50, right?
Yeah. All right, keep it moving. Not much better on color, but a little bit. You get a little more density there.
Yeah. I'm picking up rye notes on this one.
Me too.
A little grassier, a little more hay-like. But it's not overabundant.
Say a subtle oak here. What do they call it? Dainty oak.
Delicate oak. He says it wrong every time. I think. Swear to God.
Well, that's an easy drinker. Put water in this, dude?
No, but I do agree. This is a very low proof, not heavy hitting heat for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's got nice flavor. There's a lot of flavor in there.
Yeah, a lot of flavor.
A lot of flavor, actually. Some kind of green, appley, pear, that type of fruit for me.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Interesting. Let me go for a second here. Trying to be in Brandon's brain for a minute. Yeah, but that oak that you were getting on the nose, I'm kind of getting that through on the palate a little bit.
I'm getting oak on the palate as well.
Especially towards the back end or on the exhale.
Yep, back end finish. Not real peppery, not real spicy in any capacity, but just a nice easy drink.
Nice easy drink. Delivers some nice sweet notes and got some oakiness.
Yeah, you think it's sweet?
Yeah, I think it's a subtle sweet. It's not sweet like the first one. The first one was very just like, it's sweet, like surprisingly.
Yeah. Getting like a not quite ripe pear kind of note throughout this drink. So it's not like, it's like a natural sweetness, but not, like you said, subtle, I guess.
I'm kind of getting more of like I want to say like a light vanilla.
Okay, yeah.
Which isn't super sweet for me, but.
Well, I've had my eye on this one. This one's darkest of bunch here. Best in class in terms of color.
This is got to be like a single barrel or something.
Yeah, and it looks thick.
It does. It looks viscous. Ooh. Hey, look we can get a swirl in the tiny glass. Whoa, different nose.
Way different nose.
Orange peel.
Yeah, something bitter for sure. A little grainier, I'd say, even on the nose.
I'm getting orange peel, maybe some dark chocolate. Yeah, like maybe like an orange zest with dark chocolate, like a. Interesting.
I was expecting more proof for some reason, and it didn't give me that. It's a little almost tannic for me.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little drier, I guess. It didn't have the.
It's maybe a little more aged.
Yeah, maybe. It didn't have the viscosity I was anticipating.
I am getting a nice. This one's delivering really nice oak, but I think that oaky is kind of making my tongue dry. That tannic feeling.
I'm almost only getting oak.
Yeah.
I get oak on the front end and like a little bit of sweetness on the back end, which is kind of the opposite for me usually with a bourbon. Usually I'm getting more front end sweetness, back end oaky.
You know what it's kind of reminding me of is like the subtle sweetness of like a cashew.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it's got a nice mouthfeel to it, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't mind the tannicness of it, if that's how you say it, tannicness. Yeah, I think it's delivering a good oak, and it's got a good, nice, silky mouthfeel.
You think it's silky?
Yeah, I think it's silky.
Do you?
Yeah, I think this proof is a little bit higher than what it tastes.
So it's got a great nose. Coming back in, second round of nose. Loving it.
Yeah, I wasn't picking up any of that dark chocolate or orange though on the palate. Unless I'm getting some unless some of that bitterness of the oak is in kind of that oranginess.
I'm not loving this one.
Man, I want to love it, but
I'm not loving this one.
Yeah.
Okay, not my favorite of this bunch here.
I think before we pick our roundup, this one I think is most impressive to me. When it comes, just surprised, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Surprised wise, not necessarily that I might like that one the most.
Yeah, sounds like you like that one the most. So.
I was surprised from the look of it.
So I guess we'll start with your favorite, which is obviously the one you just said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say that this is my favorite from this flight. This is my.
It's tough between those two. I kind of forgot what this one's like.
No, that one's definitely not it. This is my second favorite. This is my third favorite.
I don't know. This one's nice too. But I agree. I think this one has got a better mouthfeel for me than this one does. And that's pretty important to me. So that's how I would rank them as well.
Yeah. This had a lot of like stuff going on. I just didn't really love what stuff was going on in this glass.
It's very oaky and not like smoky oaky. You know?
Yeah, just
sure.
kind of wood stavy. All right, let's bring them out. So these are the 3 bottles here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about those, Zach?
Yeah, we got the Evan Williams single barrel. This is not this year's rendition, correct? That's last year's.
It's a 24. Yeah,
24.
It's a 24.
And then we have a single barrel store pick of Driftless Glen, which we really like. And then Penelope Weeded, which is very new to the market.
Yeah, and we've only had this once, and we've had a bunch of different iterations of this. And this one we've been up and down on, but as of recent, it's been really kind of hitting the right note. So I think it's mellowed enough to just kind of find its own.
Right.
What was your takeaway from this round?
I'm not super surprised because I know that we recently just fresh cracked this and tasted it, and it was surprisingly impressive. Driftless Glen, making second place. I wish maybe I'm biased. I'm Wisconsin. I wish Driftless Glen was first in our blind there, but I'm not sad that it came in second here.
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised that Driftless came in second. I think generally speaking, we've had single barrels that have just been excellent.
Yeah.
This is the first 8-year we've had of this, which almost makes me feel like maybe it had 1 year too many in the barrel because that oakiness really just was more than we've ever, in my opinion, than we've ever experienced on a Driftless.
Agreed.
It's usually a lot more sweet forward. And this was just prevailing oak that just kind of took away from some of that Driftless magic we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and who knows? It could be any given day, right?
Yep. And unfortunately for this one, I think I get it, but it just lacks some proof that I think would really deliver on that bottle.
Yeah, it was just a little bland.
Just a little flat, right? And I think for somebody who's new to bourbon, this is like, if you can start with this at about $40, I would almost recommend that as one of your above budget bourbon, above that $25 category to just start exploring flavors with, because the proof is low enough that you can really appreciate some of the flavors going on.
Totally agree. All right, this is sudden death between our top 2 out of the two flights.
We did. Yeah, unless there was a third, I don't remember. Well, there's not a whole lot of disguising these two. Because one is, all right, it's not a whole lot of disguising these two because one is light, one is dark, one's 130 proof, one is 95. Yeah. So we'll do our best to be as objective as possible, but they're very different whiskeys.
Yeah, they're very, very different. I don't even know if you can put these on the same playing field.
And yet they're both under $50.
Yeah, both under $50. Very happy. I'm happy to see them side by side. So let's give them a little taste.
Okay. I'm going to start with the lighter one just to not get crushed by the proof.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing that this lacks for me is the nose.
Yeah, the nose is lacking. It's just a fresh melon.
A little grainy too.
Yep. It smells like wheat.
You know what? It kind of sets you up for disappointment, and then wham, surprise, not terrible, actually pretty good. Yeah, what the heck is going on in that glass?
It's tasty.
That's such an odd whiskey. I mean, the nose really does kind of set you up to be like, oh, this is going to be kind of a harsh, young whiskey. And then you get into it and you're like, wow, how sophisticated. This guy's been around the block. Knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's very good.
For sure.
It's very good. I'm ready. That just jumps off the glass.
Whoa. These are for 2 different occasions. 2 different occasion bourbons here. This one, wow. It's got a very nice spice to it. Beautiful dark nose, I felt like. The finish is what's so impressive to me on this one.
Yeah, and the palate, I think, on this round, after having refined a little bit here. Even better than the first round. That foolproof is really good, man. It shouldn't be a $43 bottle.
It's cask strength.
But it is really, really good. I would be curious to see how that stacks up against other cask strengths that we have that are even double that price.
Yeah, for sure. I would almost want to see that against the actual Green River Foolproof.
Yeah,
Head
or
to head
just even the regular Green River.
Or just the regular Green River, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is delicious. It's got a good color. The nose jumps out of the glass.
It's got a punch. I think it's pretty obvious kind of what we prefer, but doesn't mean that somebody else wouldn't prefer this one, you know?
Yeah, and the fact that this is a $30 bottle is just silly. Because they could easily have charged 15 more bucks for that and gotten away with it.
Yeah. Well, how much is this one?
It's 45.
Yeah, 45, 30 bucks. I mean, that's a $15 difference. So that could be a difference of, someone's budget there too. So
yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I think we've got a definitive winner here for this one. Not necessarily fair, but life's not fair. So we're going to go Green River Single Barrel.
And who knows, that could change in the future, right?
It probably will. Yep. For now, I'm Brandon.
I'm Zach.
And we are the Bourbon Bros.
We'll catch you on the next one.